Hello everyone, welcome back to the physics class. Hope all of you are safe and sound over there. Children, in the previous session we had discussed about force experienced by a current carrying conductor when it is placed in a magnetic field. Also we discussed how to apply Fleming's left hand rule in order to find out the direction of this force. I had told you this is the principle behind the working of electric motor. On a bright sunny day, whenever you get into your house from outside, what will you do? Yes, quickly you will go and switch on the fan. Then the fan starts to rotate. But what makes it rotate? Then you will say there is an electric motor inside the fan which makes it rotate. But what is there inside that electric motor? Have you ever thought about it? No, you may not be aware of that. So let's discuss about all these things, about the principle, construction and working of electric motor in detail in today's session. Not only in fan, this electric motor is present in most of the appliances that we use in our daily life. Can you give some examples? Yes, mixer grinder, washing machine, all works with the help of a motor. So children, let's get started with today's session. Children, this is the basic structure of electric motor. And you must learn to draw a neat and label diagram of electric motor. You can expect a 2-mark and a 3-mark questions from this section. So listen carefully, it's very important section of this chapter. First, let's discuss about the principle of electric motor. So what is the principle? We had already discussed the principle of electric motor in the previous session. Whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. And that force makes this motor to rotate. Okay, so the electric motor works on the principle of, force experienced by a current carrying conductor when it is placed in a magnetic field. And what is the use of electric motor? Why do we use electric motor? It converts electrical energy to mechanical energy. If you consider the example of fan, when you switch on the fan, electrical energy is going to fan and that electrical energy makes the fan to rotate. And when it rotates, that electrical energy is converted to mechanical energy. Right? So electric motor converts electrical energy to mechanical energy. And what is the principle? See, many of the children get confused between the purpose and the principle of electric motor. This is the purpose of electric motor. Converts electrical energy to mechanical energy. This is not the principle. What is the principle? This is the principle. A current carrying conductor when placed in a magnetic field experiences a force. Let's discuss about the construction of this electric motor. Construction means let's be familiar with the important parts of the electric motor. As you can see in the figure, electric motor consists of a rectangular coil ABCD. Okay, this is our rectangular coil. And that rectangular coil is made of a conductor. It is placed in a magnetic field produced by this magnet. Because it is kept in between the north and south poles of a magnet, it can be a horseshoe magnet. And our rectangular coil is placed inside the magnetic field produced by this magnet. What is the direction of this magnetic field? Yes, the magnetic field is directed from north to south. Now, the ends of this rectangular coil, that means this portion, is connected to 2 rings. Can you see this? This is 2 rings. And this is a half ring. It's not a complete ring, it's a half ring, C-shaped ring, and these rings are known as split rings. P and Q. The rings are named as P and Q. P and Q are split rings. Now attached to the split rings you can see 2 brushes. Brushes are X and Y. These brushes are made of carbon and these brushes are fixed. It's not movable. From this brush X, connection goes to positive of the battery. From negative of the battery, connection goes to key, and finally it goes to the other brush Y. Okay, and through this brush the current enters into the circuit when it is switched on. And this portion, including the battery, key and the brushes, constitutes our external circuit of electric motor. At the same time, this portion, which includes our magnet, coil, our C-shaped rings, split rings, constitutes the internal circuit of electric motor. Okay, so this is our internal circuit and this is our external circuit. So this is about the construction. So what are the important parts of an electric motor? It consists of a magnet, then rectangular coil. This rectangular coil is placed inside the magnet, a magnetic field produced by this magnet. Then it consists of split rings. Our coil is connected to split rings. Two split rings are there, and attached to split rings you can see brushes. Okay, and finally the brushes are connected to the external circuit or to a battery through a key. So these are some of the important parts of electric motor. Now after the construction, it's time to discuss the working of electric motor. So the electric motor works when the circuit is switched on. When the circuit is switched on, current flows from the positive terminal of the circuit to the negative terminal of the circuit. Now, what will be the direction of the current flowing through the rectangular coil? As current starts from the positive of the battery, it enters through the brush X and it flows through the side AB of the coil upwards. Then it comes down through the side CD of the coil. Finally, the current comes out of the circuit through the brush Y and it goes to the negative of the battery. So this is the path of the current. Now this rectangular coil is made of a conductor, and this conductor now carries a current when the circuit is switched on. As we discussed in our previous session, whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. So how will you find out the direction of this force? Our rectangular coil also experiences some force since it is lying inside a magnetic field. How will you find out the direction of this force? By applying Fleming's left hand rule. So here, first let's focus on the side AB along of the rectangular coil. Here, what is the direction of current flow? Current is flowing upwards through the side AB of the coil. What is the direction of magnetic field? Magnetic field is directed from north to south. That means magnetic field is directed towards the right. Then how will you find out the direction of force? It's very simple. Apply the left hand rule. All of you hold the left hand. Stretch the first three fingers in mutually perpendicular direction. Your index finger should be along the direction of field. What is the direction of field? Towards right. So your index finger must be towards right. Now, your middle finger, which indicates the direction of current, it should be placed upwards like this. This is the direction of middle finger. So where is your thumb? All of you just try it and find out the direction of thumb. Yes, thumb is pointing downwards. Just place your hand on the screen, on the plane of the rectangular coil, and find out the direction of thumb. Your thumb will point downwards, which indicates force. Thumb means it gives the direction of force. So force acts downwards on the face AB of the coil. So the force acts downwards. Here the direction of force is downwards. Then what will be the direction of force acting on the side CD? Here CD is the opposite side of AB and current flows in opposite direction because current flows downwards and magnetic field is acting towards the same direction, that means towards the right. So only the direction of current is reversed, and we had discussed in our previous session, when the direction of current is reversed, the direction of force is also reversed. So in this case the direction of force is reversed, and on the side CD the force acts upwards, and you can check the same with by applying the Fleming's left hand rule. So just try to apply rule and find out the direction of force acting on the side CD. You can check it by yourselves. Okay, so here on the side CD the force acts upwards. So if you can see two forces, and these two forces are equal and opposite. On the side AB, force acts downwards, and on the side CD, force acts upwards. So what happens to our rectangular coil? As a result, the face or the side AB of the rectangular coil moves downwards and CD of the rectangular coil moves upwards. Just look at this book. Just consider this face, this closed face as your face AB, and just consider this face as this open face as your face CD of the coil. Consider this book as your rectangular coil. This face is AB and this face is CD. And what happens to AB? AB moves downwards, right? So AB moves downwards. At the same time, CD moves upwards. So AB moves downwards and CD moves upwards. As a result, the rectangular coil will rotate like this. Okay, our rectangular coil will rotate like this. And after half rotation, CD comes to this side, AB comes to this side. That means the sides CD and AB just interchange their position. So what will be the direction of current flow through AB and CD now? Just look at that case.